recording, so we'll just give it a second to set up and everything. Looks like we're live. I'm gonna push play so I can see if people join. Yep, okay, there we are. All right, everybody, welcome to our Tuesday tip, tricks, and how-tos. We do this weekly. Every Tuesday night, we go live and we talk about becoming a virtual self-employed bookkeeper and how that can totally change your life and your work and your family, and help you live the ideal life that you have, that you dream about, and actually make some of those dreams come true. So I have a really super special guest today. Kaylie Douglas is with us. You want to say hi, Kaylie?
Hey everyone. I'm excited to share my story today.
Yes, I'm so excited to hear it in detail too. It's going to be awesome. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a teaser, Kaylie has gone from making like $9 to $17 per hour as a pharmacy tech to now, the last time we calculated it, around $300 an hour on the clients that she has her team working on as a CEO of her bookkeeping business. So Kaylie has done the Bookkeeper Academy and she's about to graduate from the mastermind, and she's really set herself up to be able to have a family, extend her family, but be able to be home with them all the time without really having to work that much. So make sure you guys let us know if you have any questions, because we love to answer questions and we love to give you some detail about exactly what we're talking about. So as you're listening to Kaylie's story, which is very similar to mine as well, definitely ask us some questions and we will do our best to answer. So I will first go ahead and turn it over to you, Kaylie, and let you just introduce yourself and maybe tell everybody a little bit about what you did in the past or why you decided to join the Bookkeeper Academy.
Awesome. Yes. So I am 25 years old. I started the Academy at the end of 2019, but the reason why I started is kind of my background story. So I went to school for pharmacy. I became a pharmacy tech, and I did that for 6 years. And I started at the bottom of the totem pole, making $9 an hour right out of school. And barely by that 6th year, I finally got a raise up to $17 an hour, but it took a ton of time. I never felt like I was getting paid for how much work I was putting into my day. I'm sure a lot of people feel like that in the corporate world. I worked in the hospital, so my hours were crazy. I was required to work weekends, night shifts. Getting time off was really hard. I worked holidays. It was a lot. I have a passion for pharmacy. And the reason why I was in the medical field is because I wanted to help people. I love serving people, helping people, but it's an exhausting industry to be in. So I then decided to start my family, and I had a little girl, and I then was going through a divorce. So I didn't want to spend that time anymore working those crazy hours and feeling like I wasn't getting paid what I felt like I was worth. And I really had to think about, what can I do? I looked for tons of different kinds of jobs. I applied for tons of different jobs. I tried other stay-at-home jobs. Nothing really worked for me. Nothing fit. Nothing gave me the pay that I needed to support being a single parent. So it was just kind of a dead end. And then I came across Tiffany's ad on Facebook, and it literally just hit me. It made sense because of my skills that I have in pharmacy and the things I like to do, help other people. So
Oh, I
I
love that.
I really saw like my strength that in pharmacy with my math skills um, and being detail oriented and super organized. Like those are things that I love and that I'm really good at, as well as I want to still help people. And thinking about helping businesses be successful financially, like that was huge. So it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of fit. I decided to go with it. And I started the academy, and I picked up on things really fast. I mean, her course is very thorough. I was able to get my business set up within like a couple weeks. I mean, it didn't take very long. I invested a lot of time in the beginning because I had the time. I ended up pretty much cutting my hours from full time as a pharmacy tech to part time so I could focus my time on really starting my bookkeeping business and doing the training so I could be confident in taking on clients. And within starting my business and getting my first client, it was only like 3 weeks, I believe.
Awesome.
I took Tiffany's advice and I started marketing myself right away because the best experience and the way you're going to learn the quickest is jumping right in, learning by experience, and really just getting into it and starting. So then I got my second client like a couple weeks later. So within the first 2 months, I had two clients, and I started just getting like a client every month. It seems like, or more. I just started growing. So it really just kind of took off, and I was really confident in my bookkeeping skills right when I got my second client because I already had that experience doing the cleanup and back work for my first client, and having the support that I had in the piece of cake support group. That was huge in making sure that I was able to ask any questions I have, troubleshoot anything, and give the best customer service to my clients. But I had the most amazing support team through the academy and the support group and Tiffani and her program. And I never really stopped from there. I quickly was able to essentially leave my pharmacy tech position. It was right when COVID hit. They actually dropped my hours to like 1 day a month, and then pretty much gave me the option to stay or leave. And I essentially they let me go because they just couldn't give me the hours needed um,
Mhm.
to even be employed there anymore. So that was a blessing to me because now all of a sudden I have even more time to spend on my bookkeeping business.
Mhm.
So it was actually really awesome. I was able to spend that time doing more marketing and really growing my business. So now I it's been, let's see, like 2 years now. So well, it's been like a year and a half, I guess, maybe not even quite, that I've been in business. I've only filed like a full year of taxes just for 2020 for my bookkeeping business. Um, and during that time, I was also building my own house. I got remarried and I've been pregnant as well. And so I'm about to have another baby here in August. So
So
I was able
exciting.
to do all of that, grow my business, and still have a lot on my plate. And my husband is actually in school full time as well and working full time. So we've been doing a lot, but even with all of that, I've still been able to grow my bookkeeping business. It's been very successful, and the hours I'm working now are like 15 to 20 hours a week. And I'm making a lot more money than I ever would have, even with multiple more raises and maybe 6 more years in pharmacy tech industry. So it's definitely been worth the switch for me and my family. And now I'm a stay-at-home mom with my daughter, and I will be with my new little boy coming here soon.
So
So
exciting.
amazing. I love it.
That is awesome. And so now when you have your little boy too, you've built a team, you join the mastermind that we have and learned how to grow past where you thought you could be by building a team and like leveraging other people to help you. So what do you anticipate as you keep getting more of those systems in place? Like what do you anticipate like daily life to be whenever your baby comes?
Yes, that's actually the exciting part. So I kind of forgot to mention, I joined the Elite Mastermind shortly after my success, towards like only the first half of having my
It was
business. So
July of last year. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was July. So I've been in the Elite Mastermind for almost a year. It's and in the program, that is really what I would say skyrocketed me quickly, because I was able to learn the skills to like really have more time management, because I felt like that was really the only thing I was struggling with. I was really good at um, my marketing and getting clients to sign on and things like that. It was more of the how do I manage my time and handle all of the clients now that I have. So
Yeah. And setting good boundaries around your clients and stuff like that.
exactly, because the whole point of doing this was so that I could be a stay-at-home mom for my kids and make the kind of money that I feel like I deserve and I'm worth,
Mhm.
and still be able to help people, and feel that sense of like contributing to my family, all those kinds of feelings that I'm sure we have as mothers.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
um, then let's see. For as far as like what have projected for when baby gets here, uh,
Uh-huh.
I have right now 13 clients, and they're all fairly large clients. So I'm lucky to have small amount of clients, higher paying clients. And I was able to learn that also in the Elite Mastermind, how to be able to work less and make more. And so I actually have half of those. So I have 6 of those clients outsourced to a contractor, which is actually another student. And I'm able to, she's able to make money on the side of whatever, her building her bookkeeping business, and take all of that off of my plate for half of my clients. So um, in the next couple months, I'm going to be outsourcing, hopefully, um, like at least 4 more of my clients, since some of them I'm still just doing some back work for. And I like to personally do that part for my clients. And then I just outsource once I have the monthly stuff caught up, to my contractor. So I'm able to save a ton of time, because most of my 15 to 20 hours a week that I work is honestly in marketing. I'm in like a BNI group, and I have done some LinkedIn marketing, um, and a lot of networking, emails and things like that. So building relationships, that's really what I'm spending my time doing. And then I have very personal relationships with my clients. So I am doing a lot of email communicating and
Mhm.
stuff like that with my clients, but that's really where my time's being spent. As far as the bookkeeping work, it's very minimal. Per month is probably like maybe 10 hours a month in
Yeah.
bookkeeping work that I believe I'm probably spending. The rest of it is mostly, marketing and onboarding new clients and doing back work and things like that. So that's really, once I finish outsourcing the rest of those clients, I should be working even less. I'm probably going to stop my marketing and I'll be making some pretty passive income and be able to really just relax and enjoy being a mom and not really have any work to do. So it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, that's super exciting. I love, that you explained what you've been working on, the 15 to 20 hours, because it's great for people in our situations because, you can't stop communicating with your clients, but it's amazing that you can easily do that from your phone. Like if you're up in the middle of the night with your new baby, rocking, nursing, feeding, whatever, you can email your clients from there and get that done and knocked out of the way. And the marketing is great because it's kind of optional. Like if you want to stop or you have a week where you want to spend more time with your kids, then you can just kind of take a break from it, which is awesome. So very,
Exactly.
very.
It'll be nice because I'll be going from 15 to 20 hours a week that I'm working, and then my baby's gonna get here soon and I'm gonna stop my marketing for a while. So I'll be at like that 20 hours a month only
Yeah.
while I'm just enjoying that time with my newborn. So, and I'm gonna be making the same amount or more. I'll have more clients outsourced by then. So
That's amazing. That's super awesome. So you guys think if you've got questions, I know we've got a bunch coming in, so I'm getting ready to go through them, but keep posting the questions and we're going to be super excited to answer all of them. One other thing I want to ask you before I get to the questions is like, you want to talk a little bit about what your husband thinks about all of this? I always love to hear Jason's thoughts.
So in the beginning, he was very supportive and he was planning on kind of helping me with this. He was going to do it with me. But I kind of picked it up myself and just took off. He didn't really need to spend his time helping me do it since I was able to do it myself. And he was like, okay, you just do this and I'll just keep working my job. He's a manager of a maintenance manager for a company in our area, and I have exceeded his salary and he's been very jealous because I work less than him and I make more than him. He's in school right now, but even when he graduates school in the next couple years, I probably will have exceeded what his bachelor's degree will be paying him. So
That's amazing.
he's been looking into really doing something different and maybe not doing school. Doing, I mean, he could now join me in this bookkeeping thing and we could really grow our bookkeeping firm and make this something where he can stay home as well. With me, there's just so many possibilities. But he every day is grateful and thanks me for wanting to jump in and do this bookkeeping thing. He talks about it all the time when he sees me. He's like, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, so
in case you guys missed it, she's making more than her husband is at a construction job and working half as much as he is. So this is just like amazing stuff. Even if you guys don't want massively huge businesses, it's just so worth it. It's so worth it, and you can grow at your own speed. But I am going to keep working on you guys because I think you should just renew the mastermind and make Jason come to the meetings and just pull him into the business so you guys can keep growing it. And he can be your director of sales and marketing.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then you can just be client. Yeah. Then if you can do client communications / stay-at-home mom, sounds like great.
Yeah, we have a lot of business growth that's going to be happening the last half of this year.
That's
exciting.
exciting, super exciting. Okay, so let's get to some of these questions and see. I got to scroll way up because there's a whole bunch. Let's see. What made you jump into bookkeeping? These are just some random questions that Tiffany Ware has posted. So you kind of answered that question in the beginning. How long from starting the academy until you felt confident with your skills? So you kind of answered that too. I mean, really, like you got your first client in 3 weeks-ish, and that after that first client, you felt pretty comfortable to continue to move on.
Yeah, I was pretty confident in my skills really right off the bat, with having that one, like that hands-on experience and having the support from the Piece of Cake support group and the academy. So
Yeah, I
I
think
really
there's
didn't
always that.
have issues with the confidence because I
Awesome.
had so much resources.
Yeah, I think that's what I like to say is like the best thing about the academy is sure, there's always like that element of fear going into anything, but just knowing you're going to get the answer, even if you don't know it, kind of gives you that extra boost of confidence to be able to go out there.
Yep.
All right, let's see what else. How many reoccurring clients do you have and how many hours per week do you work? So we covered that. Let's see what else. This is a good one. Did you gravitate towards a certain niche or start with one, or do you recommend one?
So I actually never niched down. So I actually never started with that intent either. I just wanted to get clients and experience. And I've actually enjoyed personally having clients in all different industries because I like to learn new things. And as I get new clients, I'm learning new industries and new ways of how I'll be doing the books for specific clients. So I will say my clients are in all different kinds of industries. I have maybe like onesie twosies that are the same, but they're all across the board. But they're all I've been able to handle all of them just fine. And I haven't had any issues with getting clients or my marketing because I didn't pick a niche. But I have heard that people are more successful picking a niche and doing that. But I feel like I've been just as successful, if not. It just kind of depends, I think, on if you want to focus on an industry or if you maybe want to learn different kinds of industries and the way that you'll do their books, because it varies a little bit, but not a whole lot, really.
Yeah. Yep. I feel pretty much the same way as you. My business was very diverse with different industries, and I liked that. It was fun. And you'd find like your favorite clients to work on, depending on, how their personalities, but also their industry. So I personally didn't, enjoy niching down. I liked to just be able to help whoever came across my doorstep, that kind of needed help. So, and it was a fun challenge to learn about their business and the nuances in different businesses. So,
Yep, exactly. Keeps it fun too.
yeah,
Never know who's going to be your next client.
yes, exactly. Let's see. What advice do you have for beginners?
Well, for beginners, I mean, I started with no experience as well, so I was definitely a beginner when I started. I had no bookkeeping experience at all. The best advice would honestly be to jump right in. Don't hesitate. Don't purchase the course and wait a year to start. Like, get started right now, because I wish that I knew about this course 10 years ago. And so I wouldn't have done pharmacy at all, but and really just jump into marketing yourself and starting your business right away. Just don't wait. That's really the best advice for beginners.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. I agree with that as well. We have a lot of people that have come into our group, maybe just kind of sitting around in the group, and they wait like 6, 9 months, sometimes even a year. And then they join the academy and they're like, gosh, I've been kicking myself because I've wanted to do this for so long and I just didn't do it. And they wish they had. So I like that. Taking action is really all that you have to do to be successful.
Yep, because right when you start, your business starts growing. Like it just does.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about the hows and like, how am I going to do this? What ifs and all of that, because you have the support you need with this group and with Tiffani, the Piece of Cake support group, all the resources that are available to you. You just have to do it. You just have to start now. That's really it.
Awesome. This question's, is it wise to start with easier clients, or do you recommend jumping in with more complicated ones at the start?
I don't really feel like you have a choice in that. I mean, I will say my first client was definitely not an easy one, but I feel like that's how I learned so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you should really pick and choose with like what clients, because they'll just come and you're gonna quote them, sign them on, and you're just gonna do it, and it's gonna work out. It just does.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're difficult, clients or easy clients, really, there's not. I don't know how to explain it, but they don't feel as difficult as you feel when you first start.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start to kind of figure it out and you get the help and the answers to do the bookkeeping, and then you do it, there's really not hard clients out there, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's all a puzzle, and sometimes you have to look a little bit harder to find the missing piece than other clients, but once you got all the pieces and you just put them together in order, and it all comes together just like every other completed puzzle does. So
Yep.
yeah.
And if you get a hard client in the beginning, that just means that the next client's going to be easy for you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly. You're gonna feel even
just
more
learn
prepared.
more quickly, that's all.
I love that. Leslie says, I'm in healthcare doing ultrasound and I feel the same way. Weird hours and shifts, and I always feel beaten up and unhappy. Oh,
That is totally how the medical field is. That's how I was in working at the hospital as well. Um, so I totally feel you, but I encourage you that this is something that you can start doing on the side and be able to replace that income so that you don't have to work those crazy hours anymore, like I was doing as well, because it is mentally and physically an exhausting job in the medical field.
Mhm.
And with bookkeeping, you really get to pick your own hours and your pay, and you feel, I feel way more empowered. I feel like I'm able to actually use my skills to help people even more so now than when I was in the medical field, because I'm able to put that time towards my kids and to like serving other people and to helping businesses be successsul.
Mhm.
I get thanked all the time by my clients, like I'm their saviors. So it's a very rewarding business working, like having your own bookkeeping business. It just is.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Michael says, is it okay for retired men to do something like this?
I don't see why not. Anyone can do this really. And you don't have to have the experience. It doesn't, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us are moms in this group because stay-at-home mom bookkeeper. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, my husband wants to do this. We have tons of people in the group that I've seen that are men doing this, and they have successful businesses. So this is for everyone.
Mhm.
But I mean, I just have a passion for helping those single moms, stay-at-home moms, or wannabe stay-at-home moms, really, as well. But
Mhm.
anyone can do this, and it's very successful for individuals and families. So
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Michael, we would love to chat with you and give you some more information about how it would work for you and your family. But we do have several dads in the group, so you wouldn't be alone, or not even necessarily a dad. If you're not a dad, you're still totally welcome. I actually think we have another retired um, gentleman in there. I'm not sure if he has kids, so you might have a buddy. Let's see what else. Samantha says, I'd like to do this. I would love to work from home. Well, we would love to talk with you and help you with that for sure. Let's see. Michael says, how many clients are realistic the first year, and how does that equal or equate into dollars? So, do you want to kind of give them like a rough idea of what it looked like for you financially?
yeah, I mean, in the first year, I got, I think 10 clients, but they were larger, higher paying clients. So it really depends, um, because it depends on like the average of your paying, like what your clients pay you. My clients pay me an average of $400 to $500 per month or more, when it depends on if like your clients will be averaging, $300 a month, or if you have clients that pay you $2,000 a month, because
Mhm.
I have clients like that as well. So
Yep,
it
that's
just, it totally depends um, on what clients come your way, and if you pick a niche and what, you know, their industry kind of cost is going to be like.
mhm.
But I mean, in 1 year's time, you could have way more than 10 clients. I mean, I kind of did mine slowly because I did have a lot of other things on my plate, like building a house, um,
Still working.
and still working and doing things like that. So I grew my business slower. If I were to have just jumped in and spent like 40 hours plus a week on my bookkeeping business, I'd probably have 20 to 30 clients right now. So it just kind of depends on how fast you want to grow, because you could really have 30 clients in 1 year or more if you wanted to, if you did that marketing and you spent that time, and you wanted to onboard that fast. um, or it could be less. It that's the best thing about the business. When you start your own bookkeeping business, is you are completely in control of that.
Mhm. Yeah. What I kind of see is like maybe an average, a general average from what most students are doing in the academy. It would be like maybe within the first 3 to 6 months, you hit like $2,000 to $4,000 a month ish, maybe. And then maybe by like 6 to 9 months, you're at like 4 to 8,000, something like that. If you continue on, the same path and continue doing all of the marketing that you've been doing. So that's kind of what I see most averaging out. Usually, once you get to like 4 to 6 is kind of when things start to break down a little bit. You might need to join the mastermind so we can show you how to like do it efficiently and hire the team and be able to continue to scale without like wanting to rip your hair out and feeling like you're working all the time. But yeah, I think that's kind of what you can expect. We do try to set everyone up for success to be able to graduate the academy in 12 months, making 100 grand a year. That's what we really want for everybody. So everyone has different goals when they come in, though, in very different situations, and it kind of depends on what your goals are, what your situation in life is right now, and also mental barriers. Some people come in and they need a lot of help overcoming imposter syndrome, building up their confidence, um, taking action, not being fearful of like the unknown. So those things we work on, and sometimes that takes a little bit longer for people to get started, but so important for your growth. So hopefully, Michael, that helped answer your question a little bit. Um, Angela said, how did you market yourself in the very beginning?
So my marketing in the beginning was a lot of family support, word of mouth, local people in my neighborhood, people I kind of like knew um, from working at the pharmacy. So it was just kind of talk in the beginning. And my first couple clients, some were on Facebook because I shared my bookkeeping business on Facebook. I started a Facebook page, shared it to my personal page, um, and people were like, "Oh, you do bookkeeping." So um, it's really, you just start with sharing it with your family. You start with sharing it on Facebook with everyone you know, and then the word gets out, and people start reaching out to you. Um, and then after that is when I started the LinkedIn marketing, and I joined a BNI chapter in my area. And I've really just been focusing on those two. And then I recently stopped my LinkedIn marketing because I'm about to have a baby. And so I'm just doing networking. So just really word of mouth and personal referral kind of marketing is really what I'm focusing on right now.
That's awesome. Yep. Very cool. Lexi says, how much help or support do you have in the beginning? Do you need any type of experience? So in our academy, we hold your hand through everything. We help you through everything, and you do not have to have any experience at all. As Kaylie said, she didn't have any either before she joined just a short time ago, which is like a year and a half ago or something like that. I mean, you have come so far in such a short period of time. So that's kind of speaks volumes to me. It's really exciting. So do you have any, do you want to share with Lexi and everybody else about like, what are your thoughts on how much support and help that somebody would need in the beginning and how the academy, you know, fares in accomplishing that?
Yeah, so since I didn't have any experience at all in the beginning either, it's definitely important to have the course work so that you can gain that knowledge, to be able to offer that kind of confidence in yourself to your clients, as well as personally, I needed the piece of cake support group because that's where you're going to have that um, like 24/7 help.
Mhm.
Whatever hours you're working. I remember working in the middle of the night because that's the time that I had. Um, and people are on there helping you, answering questions, and you're able to, like, you can just work all the time getting your first couple clients all situated. So I mean, I think it's important to have that kind of support in the beginning with no experience.
Mhm.
And then once you have um, learned it and you've um, finished the course and you have, you have completed one client in your pocket, um, then you pretty much can start doing it on your own. And then you'll have like a few questions here and there as you continue and maybe get other clients in different industries. But
Mhm.
I think support in the beginning is definitely important to have, so that you can get through those first couple clients quickly, confidently, and accurately, so that you have also um, like good, like those clients can give you good reviews that helps
Mhm.
the business grow.
Mhm.
So you want to have good experiences with your first couple clients, and having that support is pretty crucial, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You want to have confidence in your skills, but you also want to have confidence that you're putting out good stuff for your clients so that they are, you know, turning in their financials to the tax people, and the tax people are like, these are really clean. Your bookkeeper is doing awesome, you know, and then getting reviews like that just makes it so easy for you to get more clients. So having that support and that knowledge around, yeah, I know I'm doing a great job for this client, is really, really nice to have. And one of the things we do offer in the academy is financial statement reviews, which actually now Kaylee is one of the student mentor coaches that review financial statements. So if you're unsure if your financials for your client are right, you can submit them to our team, and Kaylee is one of them that reviews them for you to make sure that they're correct, and that give you the confidence to know, go back to your client and say, here you go, I know these are right, they're great, and we can move on to the next month. So, and you're really enjoying doing that, huh?
Yes, I love it. It's super fun. I'm able to, do like a deep review of these reports and then kind of walk these new students through, you know, like fixing different things and maybe seeing things. It's like a learning experience still.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty fun. I actually do like it a lot.
So in addition to leaving your job making $17 an hour to like now you make more money working part-time than your husband does working full-time, but you're also a student mentor who reviews other students' work. So it's really fast how you guys can learn these skills and really become an expert in this field, and really end up being a really awesome business owner with some amazing skills that you can utilize for your whole life. So it's pretty
Exactly.
awesome.
I've learned so much that I'm enjoying being a mentor and teaching other students right now, not only with financial reviews, but in the Piece of Cake Spark group, I'm mentoring and answering questions and able
Yep.
to do so because of the knowledge I've gained, which is super awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It is awesome. We love having you as a mentor. Love it. Let's see what else we have. Michael says, do customers try and um, hone in on family time if you don't have boundaries? Oh, yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about your learning experience with that?
I've actually had like 2 clients that they do. And because of my kind of personality with liking, I love to serve people and I love being available to help people. Um, it was difficult in the beginning for me to kind of set that boundary and not answer every phone call and every what keeps coming in. I pretty much kind of became a financial advisor for just like 2 of my clients because they would come to me for everything, it seemed. Um, so in the Elite Mastermind, we actually focused on that a lot because that's what I needed personally. So I was able to kind of start putting up those boundaries up and in place because I struggled with that with a couple clients. And now those clients are actually really clients I enjoy working with now.
That's
When I
awesome.
did it before
Mhm.
because I learned I don't have to answer the phone every time. And I can actually answer their questions through email. And a lot of times, if you just don't get back to them in 24 to 48 hours, they actually text you back saying, just kidding, I figured it out. And I didn't have to spend my time on it anyway. So
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And that's, a lot of the things I learned all of this stuff myself, the hard way, trial and error, or suffering for a while, honestly. And so that's what the academy and the mastermind just really help you avoid having to suffer through the harder parts of being a business owner. So we try to make this whole process like as easy as possible and as fun as possible, and just to avoid any pitfalls and roadblocks that all business owners come into. So it was really fun to be able to share my experience and knowledge with you on that and help you like move past it fast. And I remember just seeing like so much just overwhelm just disappear from your face. It was like so fun to watch because felt like you got so much relief once you joined the mastermind to
yeah,
tackle
I
some of
will
that stuff.
say, as a business owner and being a first-time business owner, I did have those ups and downs. It wasn't all just, smooth sailing. But yeah, once I joined the mastermind, I was able to really skyrocket, like I said before, with my confidence, my time management, like all the things that I was struggling with in trying to break through that barrier of kind of the low of my business after having a high and then a low. And now I'm in a huge high in my business, being able to really just enjoy the little bit of bookkeeping that I do and marketing and making the money. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So I anticipate for you, maybe the next low for you is going to be when you have so many clients that you can't even keep up your normal customer relations. And then you're going to need to hire like an operations manager to manage all of your clients.
yeah,
So,
probably.
and
Because
that'll be
right now
awesome.
I still have that personal relationship with my clients and doing that kind of
Hmm.
communication. But yeah, I look forward to being able to not have to spend my time doing even that.
Yes,
So
that will come. That will definitely come. I'm excited. That's awesome. Stephanie asked, do you find the cost of BNI to have a good ROI?
as a bookkeeper, yes, because um, I believe the fees for the year for my chapter was like $600 plus like an application fee, so maybe like 800 or something for the whole year. And I've received multiple clients. I mean, one client covers that and more. I
Hmm.
mean, because you're gonna have like a client come out of there for at least, you know, 297 a month. Is going to be your client that you're going to get, and that pays for your annual fees and more, just with one referral out of BNI. But I have received multiple, so I mean,
Yeah.
thousands of dollars, and I
Mhm.
only have to pay, you know, $800 for the whole year.
Yeah.
So for a bookkeeper, I feel like the return on investment's amazing because
Hmm.
you also get you get like a ton of really good reviews, um, because you're creating relationships as well. Uh,
Hmm.
so you get really good quality clients out of there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in my networking group, when I had my bookkeeping business, I think I invested $400, and I was in it for 2 years. They usually have you pay every year, but I won a contest, so I got the second year for free. So I only paid $400, and I think I ended up getting a total of $60,000 worth of business out of that group in 2 years. And then they were like reoccurring clients, so I kept them on even past that. But just in that 2 year time span, that's how much I made just from the group. So that's pretty awesome.
I've also in BNI became the treasurer of the chapter because of my bookkeeping skills.
Yes.
And so now I get to be in BNI for free. So
Oh, great. I didn't realize you got that perk. That's exciting. Yeah.
yeah, so it just kind of depends. But I think BNI is awesome.
Mhm. That's awesome. So then you get like you get leadership opportunities if you want them. That's really cool stuff to be able to use in your marketing when people know that you're the treasurer of the BNI group. I mean, that's awesome too. Cool stuff. So Juanita asked about sharing how you market. She said she's struggling with marketing, but I think we already covered that question a little bit. So hopefully you heard that, Juanita. But Kaylee learned everything from the marketing and mindset course too. So go back through and just rewatch that and come to the Zoom calls and talk it through with Megan and just make sure you're doing the kinds of things that you enjoy doing, and then it won't feel so hard or like you're struggling. Emily says outsourcing. Are you paying the contractor you have working for you? How does that work? Do you want to touch on that a bit?
Yeah, so I just pay a percentage to my contractor, and I pay her like a 1099. So I don't have her as an employee per se, just as a contractor with a percentage of the work that she does. And then I just split it out based on what my client pays me. And then percentage, I kind of just split the work out. I don't know how else to I really explain it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if you're kind of curious, you know, as a contractor, you have less stress, you know, less on your plate. You don't have to manage the clients. You only have to worry about doing the work. That's it. And as the business owner, you know, there's a little bit more risk, a little bit more stress, but there's a lot more reward. So typically when you do have contractors, you're paying them 30% on average for the work, and you get to keep 70% of it. So it's pretty awesome really for both parties involved, because the contractors are still typically making a pretty decent hourly wage, especially as they get more efficient with what they're doing. But as the business owner, you're still making quite a bit of money, like $70 an hour or more for work that you don't have to do. So it's pretty awesome.
And then just to contract the work out, I'm catching my clients up to monthly bookkeeping. And then I just do a video of myself doing a month's worth of books. And then I send that video to my contractor. And she's able to follow along with, she doesn't have any experience either, and she's able to do my books. So
that's awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yep. Yep. And we work really extensively with that in the mastermind too. So you know exactly how to communicate with your contractors and exactly how to make that whole process go smoothly so that you're not causing more work for yourself or spending a lot of time training them and answering a million questions, because that, you know, can eat up your time. So you got to learn how to have a contractor efficiently. So that's one thing we work on too. And Kaylie has mastered. Let's see. Suzanne asked about the best marketing. So we kind of covered that. Abby says, thank you for sharing your story. What a motivator. Christine says, how do you find a business name? Business name can be anything. It really doesn't matter what your business name is, but a lot of people find it fun to have like a business name that lights you up, that's exciting or maybe meaningful to you in some way. But do you have a story or anything behind your business name, Kaylie?
I just remember it being a really fun process for my husband and I to come up with a name. My business is named Finer Financials. So I provide finer financials for people's businesses. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's just, you can really have it whatever you want, Christine. It's kind of, I agree with you. It was a fun process for us too. Lots of people asking about marketing. I think we covered that. Michael says, so 10 clients isn't a stopping point. No, Michael, that is the coolest thing about this business is there is no stopping point unless you decide there's a stopping point. I don't think we've sent out an email about this yet, but next week I'm going to be doing an interview in the academy. So this is for academy students and mastermind students only. So if you guys want in on it, you got to hop in and roll. But I'm going to be interviewing a bookkeeper. She also does taxes, but she has grown her business to where she's making $250,000 a month, not a year, a month is what she's making. And she has 25 people on her team, and she started exactly where we all started. So it's really exciting because you really can take this to whatever level you want to take it to, which is great. Super great. Destiny says, hi, I'm new to the group and considering joining the academy. I have an accounting background, but I've been hesitant to start the business. It seems like go ahead and start is the common piece of advice. Yes, it sure is. I have a call soon with Shireen. Awesome. You're going to love talking to her, Destiny. I feel like most of the accountants in the group are the ones that are the most hesitant to jump in and just start, like we say. Which is funny because you guys have more knowledge and experience than most of the people that start off. So, you know, there's no reason why you wouldn't be just as successful as Kaylie. So Do you have any tips for Destiny on that?
No, just definitely get started, especially if you already have experience. I mean,
Yeah,
just go for it.
there's just no drawbacks. Um, Michael says, great presentation. Can't wait to discuss this with my wife and daughter who just graduated, 12th month of life. 1 year old. Awesome. That's exciting. Um, he has a baby boy. Okay. Congratulations, Michael. Last question I see on here, Destiny says, are you able to space out the work evenly throughout the month, or are you typically busiest at the end or beginning of each month?
So I've actually tried both ways to see what I like better because you can choose.
Mhm.
So there's been times where you can do it throughout the month and as it comes in, or you can wait till the end of the month and just do it all. I've personally decided for myself that I enjoy, and it's easier for me to sit down and just do it once a month per client, because I feel like I'm able to just sit down and instead of doing it like maybe on a weekly basis or even daily, having to pull things up and log in and all that kind of stuff. It's time consuming if you're doing it all the time. So I feel like I've saved time just doing it kind of that month end and into the beginning of the next month. And then the rest of the month, I don't have to do a whole lot.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how I manage my time, but you can do it either way, really. You can do it throughout the month as well. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, we always recommended, at least when we did our bookkeeping business and my husband was helping me on occasion, he would go in weekly just to keep up on things. But I definitely wouldn't recommend doing more than weekly because, like you said, it's a lot of work to log into everything, open up all their bank accounts, do all that kind of stuff. So it's just more effective the less often that you do it. But it's really nice to be able to have flexibility to do that whenever, because if you've got something going on with the kids or you want to travel or go on vacation, you can push a lot of this stuff off. A lot of it's not super time sensitive, which is great. And then you can just get caught up when you get back from vacation or whatever else you need to do. So really great question. One more popped up. Let's see. Lexi says, so many stay-at-home mom jobs, you have to have a designated office space. Is that necessary?
no, my bookkeeping office is in my room. So sometimes it's on the couch and sometimes it's at my mom's house in the backyard. My
That's
office moves with me, so
Yep, that's great. Yeah, I mean, you really can. You can do it anywhere there's internet connection, and I mean, you can even just have a Chromebook. You could probably even get by doing a good chunk of the work on an iPad if you really had to. I prefer having a laptop just so you have all your programs if you need them, but it's very flexible. You don't have to have an office at all. And everything usually is kept digitally too. So
exactly. All of my clients have been virtual. I've never had anyone request to like meet in person or come to my office or anything like that because you kind of market it as I'm your virtual bookkeeper.
mhm.
And most people actually prefer to just kind of communicate via email. So a lot of clients don't even do phone calls. So
Yeah. Yep. Such a huge perk. I love it. And she says, Lexi also says, do you keep lots of copies of all the work you do? And is it hard to keep organized?
So as far as keeping copies of the work I do, everything I do is on QuickBooks Online. So it's all online on the cloud, accessed by my client and myself anywhere. So you can do backups on your books and things like that. Um, and then what was the other part of the question?
Is it hard to keep organized?
But hard to keep organized. Not since I joined the mastermind and I learned how to actually organize all of my tasks with the tax. I have like a task management software that I use um, to keep organized. So I actually have like a week ahead of myself scheduled with like what I'm going to do, when I'm going to have my lunch, when I'm going to take my daughter to the park, and um, when I sit down to do the books, and when I'm available to schedule meetings with my clients. So
That's great. I love to hear that.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
and in the meantime, keeping a spreadsheet of your clients and the status, like where they're at, that's always good to do. Just a quick glance over if you're, need to keep track of that. So it's not hard to keep organized, but being an organized kind of person definitely helps make the whole process a little bit easier for you, I think. Yep. So it's been a little over an hour, so I don't want to keep you guys all on here. I know it's probably late for people in Florida. I'm probably like having to go to bed. So, but is there anything else you want to say to like end it? Uh, a signing off tip?
Um, Really, if you have been thinking about doing this, if I can't thank Tiffani enough for her coming into my life, whether it was through an ad or through email. And now she's a really close friend of mine. Just to go for it, because this has changed my life, honestly. Like I get emotional about it all the time with how it's changed my life, my lifestyle, the time I'm able to spend with my family, like all of my dreams that I've always wanted, for my for what I wanted to do for work, and how I wanted to support my family, and what I wanted to do with my life. Really, it's all actually happening now, and I actually have control of it. I don't feel tied down anymore. I have that time freedom. I have that financial freedom now. Um, just
That's amazing.
don't keep withholding that from yourselves. I wish I would have done something. I would have started a bookkeeping business with Tiffani specifically, sooner.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that I did start when I did, because it's life changing. It really is.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on here and spending your evening talking to everyone about this. I really appreciate it, and it was so great to catch up and see how everything's been going for you.
Yes, thanks so much, Tiffani. I seriously
Yeah,
can't thank you enough. Same with
I'm
my
so
husband. He says thank you as well.
oh, awesome. Tell him I'm gonna keep in touch with you guys for sure. So I really appreciate it so much. And I'll let you go, get back to your daughter and tell Jason hi, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I will. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Have a great
All
night.
right. Okay, you too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.